Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is my Sunbird. It is my boat that I bought as a project about 2 years ago, and today we're gonna go ahead and put the manifolds back on the engine. So far on this boat I've done a lot. I've pretty much cleaned it all out. It used to have trees growing in it. I know it looks like it has trees growing in it again, but that's because it's been 2 years since I first cleaned it out. Trailer is in pretty decent shape. I've got new tires all the way around it, and the floor was redone about 2 years ago, so it's starting to show a little bit of age from it sitting for so long. So I have a couple things to do to fix it, but I'm going to give you a quick tour of the boat and kind of explain what we're going to be doing with it here in the next couple weeks. It's a 19 foot, it's 19.8 foot, something like that, but it's a Sunbird Corsica 198, and I bought it from my coworker who bought this thing brand new, and he let it sit for the stupidest reason. He let a spark plug break off while he was doing a service, and then he kind of just let the boat sit ever since then. But it had low hours on it, and it was kind of his little cuddy cabin boat that he used to go and spend the weekends on the water with and stuff like that. But it's trashed now because, as I said, it's been sitting for so long. It's got crap everywhere. I'm in the progress of redoing all the wiring, and I got the engine cover down because the old engine that was in it sat for so long. Oh, let me get down here. Yeah, the old engine sat in it for so long that it actually rusted out from the salt water being in it. So I bought a Mercruiser 140. I think it's a 3.0 motor, and that motor had about 300 hours on it, and I picked it up for cheap. I paid $300 for it. So I got the motor installed, and the issue I was having was converting a Mercruiser engine from a OMC Cobra engine, which is a Volvo Penta, I think, something like that. But anyway, long story short, it took me forever to try and get the right parts and pieces together to get everything to work. But now I've got everything put together. Well, I've got all the parts figured out, so now I'm going to put the rest of the manifolds together, and then hopefully I'll be able to hook up the batteries and start it. This is what I'll be putting on today. I bought a new manifold for it because the old one was just rusted out too much. And this is the exhaust riser, and I've got the carburetor in the trunk still. But I'm just going to try and test fit all these, make sure everything lines up and fits. I might go ahead and bolt it down with the gaskets. But the carburetor that I have, I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. So I'm just going to put it on now and see if we can get everything flowing. But I think I might need to send it off and get it cleaned, or I might just clean it depending on how much time I got. Alright, so here's the engine. Everything is pretty much still apart. The only thing I've got put together now is literally just the engine mounts. I don't have any electrical run into it or any sort of fuel. I did get a new fuel tank made, which is back there, but as I said, it's been sitting for 2 years, so everything kind of got dirty again. And I need to take a couple days here and just clean everything up. I'm going to try and get as good of a shot as I can of me working on it here. Alright, so I ran into some problems. Everything fits, which is what I wanted to find out and make sure that I did do my research correctly. The biggest issue was trying to find the piece that actually lines up with everything right here like that. And I've got the carburetor. I know the carburetor fits on here because I test fitted it. But the bolts that I got for this, it turns out that this is SAE, and I brought metric bolts. I should have tested that out before I came out here, but I didn't because I figured it was metric, but it's not. The other thing I wanted to test out was make sure that it is the right manifold, because there's two different styles and they're actually really similar. And I couldn't tell the difference from shopping online, so I wanted to make sure I actually ordered the right one. I'm going to have to take out all these studs, the old studs, and put the longer ones in. That's not that hard. And when I'm screwing these on, I'll have to put two nuts together so I could be able to really wrench the stud into there, and I'll be ready to go. But a huge storm is about to pour all over me, so I want to try and get all my tools picked up and get out of here. Not a very productive video, but I just wanted to introduce you guys to the boat, and it's a mess, man. I mean, it is what it is because it's been sitting out here for so long. I ended up breaking the windows up there just from I had a tarp that covered it, but the tarp ended up getting so much water on it that actually broke the windows out. And my other big issue is trying to figure out all these the throttle cables, but I did some research. I've got a diagram of how it goes together, and hopefully I could get that sorted out here soon. But anyway guys, thanks for tuning in on my video, and I hope you guys subscribe, and that way you can follow me as I rebuild this boat and get it back to what it used to be.